Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on the Keurig K Supreme Smart Coffee Maker. So this coffee maker looks really nice. The reason they call it smart, you are able to connect the coffee maker to the internet with Wi-Fi. Now it does have Multibrew Technology. It's got the 5 needles on top, the single needle on the bottom. And so we put a coffee K-Cup in, we close the lid, and if you've got your brewer connected to the internet, it has Brew ID and it'll give you the recommended brew. So it recognizes it as falling for maple, and then it lights this little light. That's called the signature brew light. What that is the Keurig took a picture or sent a picture of the K-Cup to the internet, and Keurig has decided what the perfect brew for that is. Now you still have to pick the size you want. I brew my coffee K-Cups on 8 ounces, but you can brew it on any size you want. But they pick the strength and the temperature. Now this is a really nice coffee maker because you've got 6 different temperatures you can pick. So I can go warm, warmer, hot, hotter, extra hot, and max hot. And I got 5 different strengths. So I can pick balanced, rich, robust, strong, and intense. But when you do the brew ID, it picks it for you. So if I want to go back to the brew ID pick, I just pick that. Okay, so then I'm going to do 8 ounces. I'm going to do the signature brew, and then a K. It's a very quiet coffee maker, and it's very fast. Okay, that looks like a really good coffee coming out. Let's check the temperature. So right now we're at 183 and it's ramping up quick. 186. All right, we're ending up about 190. Now that was not on the hottest setting it can be. We end up with about a 170-degree cup of coffee. So the coffee out here tastes really good. It does make a really good cup of coffee. Again, 8 ounces is just about the right amount for me. Okay, so we lift it up. There's our K-Cup. It poked 5 holes in the top and 1 hole in the bottom. So the machine has a really nice water reservoir. I love this handle. Now I've got the Keurig tall water filter handle in there. You do not have to have a water filter in the water tank in order for the Keurig to work. The water filter just helps with kind of taste if your water tastes like chlorine. Now the neat thing about this coffee maker is I can move this water reservoir to the back. So here I've got the water reservoir flipped over. So it's very simple to move it around back. You're going to take out this. You're going to slide this up. Now there's hoses that are connected here. Those stay connected. And you just kind of lift it up. And then you got to kind of put it in. You got to put the cord on top of it. And slide it there. Put the cord in that little track. And then put this back. That's going to help hold it in place. So now this coffee maker has a completely different look. More of a slim look. Very nice feature to be able to do that. So it does have a removable drip tray. With the drip tray removed, you can get a 7-inch travel mug in there. So again, back up at the top, you are able to brew a 6 ounce, 8 ounce, 10 ounce, or 12 ounce. You can brew teas, hot chocolates, coffees. Now you don't have to have this connected to the internet in order to use it. If yours is not connected to the internet, you just won't get that brew ID. You still have all of the strengths and temperatures you can still use. You got over ice. All of those are still available. You just don't get the remote brew settings with like using your phone or your app. Okay, so once you've got the Keurig app installed on your phone or tablet, you can now talk to your Keurig coffee maker with it. And here's what the app looks like. There's the home page, is the Cafe Creations. This is going to show you how to make different drinks. Click on Brewer. There's my brewer. It says it's online. I can go in and change some brewer settings. I can schedule a brew. I can pick my favorites. But down here, if you click this little brew button right here, this is going to take you to where you can actually start a brew. So I could brew hot water right now if I wanted to, and the machine would do it. So let's put a coffee K-Cup in. And the app will recognize it. It's going to say exactly what's on that screen up at the top. Okay, so it recognizes it as a Dunkin' Fallen for Maple. It says I could use my favorite. There's the signature brew. So if I click on the signature brew is an 8 ounce, balanced, and warmer. But with these sliders, I can pick different temperatures that I want to brew on it. And if I click this little button right here, let me click it. It's going to remind me, make sure you got a mug. And I don't have my mug here. So I got my mug, hit continue, and it's going to talk to it and it's going to start the brew. Yep. So it says remote brew in progress. And that's what this is saying too. Okay, so it's finishing up that remote brew. Now what's nice about it is Keurig will track what coffees you use. And it'll say, hey, you're running low on this certain type of K-Cup. You can also set up auto reordering. It'll automatically reorder the K-Cups for you. So with this Multibrew technology, we've got 5 needles up here at the top. Now you do get some coffee grounds on those needles. Now I have found that those coffee grounds don't make it around into your coffee, but if you keep up on the fresh water rinses. So what I'm going to show you is you probably should do this about once a week or once every 3 or 4 days, depending on how much you use it. So don't put a K-Cup in. We're just going to run hot water through it. That's going to clean those needles and that bottom needle. So close this, get you a cup. See this fresh, this is the hot water button, so press it. I like to do 6 or 8 ounces through it, then press the brew button. So it says it's dispensing hot water. This is like a cleansing brew. It's going to rinse those needles. You will get some coffee grounds in here. And this is perfectly normal when you're doing these rinsing brews to get some coffee grounds. It's also a good idea to do these between like a hot chocolate, a tea, and a coffee. Those needles in that lower needle basket, it can kind of hold some of the taste from the previous brew. Miss Fiona has come for her treat. So we can see, once we do those freshwater rinses, it gets those needles nice and clean. Okay, so let's do a coffee on the hottest setting. Let's wait, we gotta wait for brew ID to tell us what the signature brew is. Okay, but I wanna go, let's go temperature. Let's go max hot and max intensity. So say I like doing that and say 8 ounces is what I like to brew them on. I can hit this favorites button, press and hold this favorites button, and that'll memorize those settings for me. It says favorites saved, click OK. So now that's favorite 1. Now the other nice thing about this app is I can go in there and I can label that favorites like Tom's or somebody else's name. I can label those, or if I like to do hot chocolate or something, I can label those in the app. If it's not connected to Wi-Fi, you're only stuck with just favorite 1, 2, 3. They're numbered like that. And so say you want to go back to the signature brew, press that button. Now you want to go to your favorites, press that. If you had more than one, you would cycle through them, which I do. I do have a Tom's. Okay, so I press my favorites. It memorized the 8 ounces also. So all I got to press now is the big K button. Okay, so let's time this. So since it's on the most intense, it's going to be a little bit of a slower brew. It slows down that water going through there. So ooh, we're already up really hot, 196. I have seen 202 towards the end. 199. That's extremely hot. $200. 201. 202 is the most I've seen. 202. Now you do get a few more splatters when you're doing kind of that slower brew. Okay, so it's finishing up. So the slowest brew takes about 1.5 minutes. And what's nice about this coffee maker is, so say you want to brew another cup of coffee right away, you can open it up, put another K-Cup in, and it's ready to brew right away. And we end up with 173 degree cup of coffee. Yeah, that's extremely hot cup of coffee. Now the coffee does taste really good. That's very hot. That mug is really hot too. Wow. So be careful. Okay, so I will show you an over ice. That's the over ice button. But let me show you the menu really quick. So press these 2 arrows. This is going to take us to a menu. So let's scroll through. You're going to use these arrows. They're lit up. Scroll through. You can change the Wi-Fi or forget the Wi-Fi. Descale mode. So when it's time to descale, you'll get a notification that says time to descale. This is how you put it into descale mode. Now you can turn the descale alert reminder off. The default is that it's on. So after 250 brews, you'll get a reminder that says descale your coffee maker. You can turn that off right here. High altitude. So if you live in like Denver at a very high elevation, you can turn that on. Default is off. Language is English. Water filter reminder. So again, you don't have to have a water filter in the water tank, but if you do, you're supposed to change it every 2 months. And there's a reminder you can turn on or off in here. Brewer info, support, factory reset. So say the Wi-Fi is not working or the brewer is not kind of acting the best, do a factory reset. It takes it just like you got it out of the box. And then you got to get out of the settings menu, you got to go back to this screen and hit the exit. Now that's the other arrow. Okay, so let's brew an over ice. Here I got a tumbler. You're not supposed to brew into a glass mug, but I got a plastic tumbler filled with ice. It's 14 ounces. I got some milk and I got some French vanilla syrup. Okay, so you can insert any coffee K-cup, and we're going to hit this over ice button. Now they do sell certain over ice K-cups. Those work really well too, but you can use any coffee K-cup. Okay, so it lit the signature brew light, but we want to press the over ice button. Brew over ice. It automatically lights the 6 ounce button. So they want you to brew over ice at the 6 ounce mark. That's going to be a really concentrated coffee, but it's going to melt the ice. That will dilute it to the proper strength. So all you have to do is hit the over ice button. The 6 is already eliminated, then just hit the K. Now the coffee coming out will be really hot, but towards the end of the brew, it does cool down the water coming out a little bit. So we can see right now the coffee coming out. It's really hot. 190. It's melting that ice, but this ends up being a really refreshing drink. Okay, there's starting to cool the water down now. There, coming out about a 120. Okay, so now again, you can add more ice at this point. Okay, so that's still really bitter for me. I like to add a little bit of vanilla syrup. It just tastes so good. About 2 tablespoons, maybe just a splash more. And then some milk. Any kind of milk you'd like. Very nice drink. That is so cool how it does that. So now add your lid, give it a stir. That's a very refreshing drink. So this is a very nice coffee maker. I paid full price. I paid $200 for it. That seems a little high. The smart functionality, I do use that a little bit. I don't necessarily do remote brews that very often, but I do like setting my favorites with it. And I do like that it can kind of show me what I've been brewing so that I can kind of keep track of, make sure I have that coffee on hand. You know, I'm not sure this is that much of an upgrade from the K Supreme Plus Smart. You can move that reservoir around back. That's nice. The Smart one, or the Plus Smart, you cannot move the reservoir, so that's a little different. But the Plus one has a nice metal finish. This one's got kind of a plastic finish. So I will be doing a descale video on this. I'm also going to open it up, see what it looks like on the inside, see if there's anything that we can reset, if it's got a over temperature thermostat in it or anything. I'm going to be showing you how to use a reusable K-cup. So I've gotten some new reusable K-cups. You have to have one that has 5 needles in the top. I'm going to be using the Keurig one. It works really well. I'm also going to show you how to clean the needles. So if the Keurig is not working, get a paper clip and it could be time to clean the needles. And I will be doing a side-by-side comparison. So Supremes, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 types of Supremes out right now. There's the original Supreme, there's the Supreme, there's the K Supreme Plus, there's the K Supreme Plus Smart, and now you've got the K Supreme Smart. So 4 of them. So 2 of them are smart, which connect to the internet. The other 2 don't, but they have a lot of the same features. The biggest thing with these latest smart ones are you get that range of temperature and strength. You get that big range, so you can do 6 temperatures, 5 strengths. That's a lot of range. So I also did a review on the K-Cafe Smart. I really like that K-Cafe Smart coffee maker. It's got a built-in frother. It also connects to the internet. It's a little expensive, but it makes some really good drinks with that frother. You know, if I was considering, I would probably get the K-Cafe Smart over this one. The K-Cafe Smart's $250. This one's $200. You know, having that frother as built-in is a pretty neat deal, and it does espresso shots. That one does pretty much everything this one does, except you've got a frother. You can do shots with it. Now the water reservoir is not movable, and it's kind of fixed, and it's a little bit bigger. If you already have a K-Supreme, I'm not sure it's worth the upgrade getting the Smart. If you've got the K-Supreme Plus Smart, I'm really not sure it's worth the upgrade. But if the older K-Supremes, maybe just for a little bit hotter of a coffee. But I will be doing side-by-side. I'll grab all 4 of those Supremes and do a side-by-side comparison with them all. So I really appreciate everybody's support. If there's anything you'd like to see in the comments, leave them in the comments down below. If there's something you have a question about this coffee maker, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. I hope this video helps, and thanks everybody for watching. And if you could, please like and subscribe.